let's go back to the strategy piece. If I'm in-house counsel, I'm trying to figure out what's the most important marks to protect and where we should seek those protections and what type and how far that should extend. How much do they keep in-house versus how much do they send out to outside counsel? And then how do they pick the right lawyers and resources to be able to properly protect their interests?
Well, that's going to depend in some part on what the size of their legal department is, right? If you're a single general counsel, then you're not going to be wanting to clear trademarks or file trademark applications or think about copyright, what needs to be copyrighted, what doesn't. You're not going to want to do that in-house because you're just one person. There's so much that you have to do. So obviously you're going to look for good outside counsel that can help run that part of your legal department, be your outside IP department, as it were. But if you, are lucky enough to have a larger department and you have one or more intellectual property lawyers in your legal department, then maybe you can think about bringing some of it in. But I will tell you, having been the single intellectual property lawyer within a couple of legal departments now, in my own experience, it's still very difficult to do the work yourself in-house. It's very helpful to have outside counsel that you trust who can make that piece of the puzzle run, because, in-house counsel, you're on the phone talking to the businesses all day long. You're sort of putting out fires and, handling the day-to-day. It's difficult unless you've got enough staff to really run the application and clearance process on your own. And so I think that certainly if that's your situation where you have a small department, it's important to meet and find counsel that you think are, you're the right price point, obviously, but also just someone that you trust and you think is going to exercise that judgment. What you don't want is someone who just will implement, because you want someone who's going to exercise that judgment and engage in the strategy that you don't have time to do.
So the resume skill set is just the table stakes, as opposed to the end point of selection of counsel. It's really finding folks that can work with you and work through the strategy questions and help exercise judgment and give you another set of eyes and brain power on those topics, as opposed to just taking orders and marching orders and kind of carrying this forward.
Right. When I was a client, one of my pet peeves was, I didn't want lawyers who would just say, I would say, well, why did you choose to do this particular application? Or, why do we have this particular registration? And if the answer was, well, because your predecessor told me to do it, that didn't make me very happy. Lots of people can file trademark applications. There's a lot of self-help on the USPTO now. You can try to do it on your own. So what is it that makes it worth hiring outside counsel? Well, it's someone who's going to exercise judgment and not just implement. And particularly if you're that 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 person legal department, you need someone thinking through these things with you and understanding your business, and not just going through the motions, as it were, because anyone can do that. You want to pay for that expertise and the judgment.